Hey guys, so tonight, I want to talk about customer service. So I don't know if you guys have ever worked a customer service job, but let me just tell you, it's not hard. A lot of people think that customer service jobs are super, super difficult. It's not difficult if you can give your customer exactly what they want. So, for example, today I had a shipped order with a new customer. This customer wasn't expecting much, honestly. She wasn't expecting me to do my job. And why I say that is because when I contacted her and I asked her, hey, they don't have these hot dog buns. Would you like another brand? Her response was, hold on, let me see what other brands there are. And I just started taking pictures of the hot dog buns and sending it to her. And she messages me, that first one is perfect. She's like, I was not expecting you to send those to me. I was getting ready to go look online. And I'm like, why would I make you go look online when I can just text it to you? I'm standing right in front of it. And so I said, really? I'm like, oh, I do this all the time. This is what my job is. And she was like, well, thank you. I really appreciate that. And when I delivered her groceries to her house, she handed me a couple dollars and she's like, I'm going to tip you more on the app. And I was like, okay, no problem. Not a big deal. And I was like, thank you for trying Shipt today. And I really appreciate your business. And she was like, thank you again so very much. And after I drove away, I even got a text message, thank you again, from her. So my rating in Shipt is 4.9. And that's my overall rating for the whole time that I've done Shipt. And I have over 80 deliveries now. And I did have one customer when I first was doing Shipt that gave me a bad review over some pickles. So I'm not perfect. Okay, let's just state facts. I'm not perfect, and I'm not saying that you need to be perfect, but we have to keep that in mind when we are in a customer service job, that you are going to have good customers and you're going to have bad customers. So let me explain this pickle situation. I, that day, had several orders, and one of them was in Layton and the other one was in Ogden, which is a 20-minute drive away from each other, okay? So I took it upon myself. The one order was really close to the West Point Smiths. So I was like, okay, I'm going to go shop at Smith's, this lady's order, and then that way I can cut out the drive time and I can just add that drive time to the end of the hour. So that way I get the order there on time, because we have an hour time frame we have to have the order delivered by. So I shopped it at the Smiths in West Point, and they didn't have the pickles that this lady wanted. And she was like, well, they shouldn't be out of those pickles. And I'm like, well, I apologize, but they no longer even carry those pickles. And she was like, what store are you at? So then I had to explain to her what store it was at. And I made that decision because I was trying to cut time down, so I could at least get her order delivered on time versus late. So, and mind you, this was the only item on her entire order that they didn't have. I got everything else, plus I added stuff onto her order for her. So anyhow, I am driving to her house and I says, would you like me to stop at another store to get your pickles? And I was going to pay with my own money to get these pickles. Well, yes, that's what I would expect you to do since you didn't even shop at the right store. And I was like, okay. So I decided I was just going to deliver her groceries so that way she could get them in the fridge. And then I would go back out and I would get the pickles and then go back. So I got all of her groceries to her. I have cooler bags and warmer bags. So freezer items and refrigerated items, they stay cold at all times, okay? If they got a rotisserie chicken, it'll stay hot. So, and I spent extra money on those items, by the way, to make my business better, right? So I get to her house and she's just pissed. Like, she's just yelling at me and going off on me about the stupid pickles. And I says, I will be back. I'm going to go grab your pickles. And she goes, well, I guess you need some more effing money, right? And I said, no, I don't need your money. I will pay for it with my own money. So then I go and I get the pickles and I bring them back to her. I apologize again. She gives me a $10 tip online and gives me a 1 rating. Why are you tipping me? I only spent like $3 on your stupid pickles. And so then she tips me and I'm just like, okay, whatever. So, that was a bad experience, and I did let it bother me for a very long time. I don't handle bad customer service well, only because I feel like I can provide excellent customer service. So I don't like it when a customer gives me a bad review, because I'm like, I gave you excellent customer service. Like, this lady, I went above and beyond. I went and spent my own money. I went back to another store and got her pickles. I also got her a $35 credit to her account for the next grocery order. So I just feel like she was just very just an unhappy person or something. I don't know. I can't make everyone happy. I can just do my best and try to make as many people happy as I can. But like I said, I'm not perfect. Like, nobody is perfect in this life. We all make mistakes and we all do or say the wrong thing. So, and I was an assistant manager at Arby's for 5 years. So I have a little bit of experience with customer service and being in charge and handling things. I was a shift manager at Arby's before I became an assistant manager. But I'm saying, like, I held a high position and I think I did pretty damn good. That store that I worked at went from like a C rating to an A rating in the time that I was there as far as cleanliness. And so, I mean, it's just like little things like that. So I'm very good at training. I'm very good at teaching. I'm very good at helping people to understand things in a way that they can understand them. And I feel like customer service shouldn't be as hard as people make it. Like, it's like the same with It Works, okay? So I have actually spoken with some people who have ordered It Works, and in that process of ordering the It Works, their previous distributor just dropped off the face of the earth after the customer purchased. Like, they would ask them, can you tell me how much this is, or can you help me so I know like how many of these I need to take or whatever? And their distributor just ignored them. And I'm thinking, this is not a way to run your business. Like, if you want to please the people that you are, assisting, then you need to respond and you need to be there for them. That's how customer service is. It's not about hiding behind the shadow or, like not actually facing up to what you've done wrong. There have been times when I have told somebody something and I thought that I was telling them the correct thing, and then I found out later on that it wasn't the right thing. And then I'm like, shoot. Hey, just want to let you know I was wrong about that. Like, that's how you need to approach it. You can't be sitting there thinking, I'm just going to ignore them because I was wrong. You have to own up to your actions and own up to your mistakes, because that will ultimately make you better at what you do. So, good examples of customer service is just literally going above and beyond for your customer to make them know that you truly do care about what they are receiving. So every time I shop for a customer, I get the furthest out dates. I don't care if they've asked me to get them or not. I don't care. I look for the furthest out. If that means I have to dig to the very back of the stack, I will. Because I want my customer to have the freshest items. If that means that they only have moldy strawberries sitting out on the thing, and I have to ask an associate to go get me some strawberries from the fridge because they have only moldy ones out here, I will. That is excellent customer service. I'm not going to sit and let somebody dictate what I can and cannot give my customer. And just because I don't work for the grocery store does not mean that I can't get the products that the customer deserves. And every single one of my customers deserves the very best, because that is how I am. That is how I was taught my whole life, is you never strive for less than greatness. You always strive for more. You always go for more. So, yeah, that's my little spiel I've got for you guys on customer service. I just want like all of my customers to know that they can count on me. And like I said, I will own up to my mistakes. If I have told you something wrong, I'm going to be the first one to message you and be like, hey, I was wrong about this. Or, hey, let me figure out a way that I can help you devise a plan. I did have one of my customers hit me up the other day, and this customer was like, I don't know if I can take this product or not. And I was like, okay, before you return it, let's figure out what we can do to change up your plan a little. Let's figure out a plan that will work for you prior to returning this product. And then we'll return the product and figure that out from there on. It's just all about like keeping your word. If you tell somebody something and you don't stick to it, they're not going to trust you, and they're not going to want to ultimately be your customer. And so it's always been, you do whatever it takes to make your customer happy. And that's just how I've always believed. I mean, like, I can remember when I worked at ClickList and Smith's that there were several times when I would have to go after other people and reshop orders because they got expired things, they got broken things, because they just didn't care, or how they bagged the groceries was not bagged appropriately, or there was cans on top of chips and stuff like that, and we have to go and fix that. And so I'm thinking, like, I guess, like, I want to give my customer what I expect to get. So if I expect less than, I'm not going to give my customer what they deserve. And all of my customers deserve what I want. Does that make sense? I mean, I hope I'm making sense. Anyway, this video has gone way too long, and you guys probably won't watch it to the end. But if you do, leave a comment or an example of what you've done in your life to provide excellent customer service. Share your story with me. I want to hear what you guys have to say. Also, subscribe to my page, like my video, share my video. Help me spread the word that Laurie is on YouTube. Oh my gosh, I'm such a dork. Can you say hi? Oh, she's stuck in my hair. Anyway, have a great night, guys. This will be my last video till Monday.